First at 4, a high-profile murder case in Detroit heading to court once again. How it sheds a light on what could come next for the man accused of murdering Samantha Woll. And a decisive win in Iowa for former President Trump. But is the true test for his campaign still to come? Here's Paula.
Get paid to learn. I'll show you an organization creating its own talent pool by paying people to be trained.
How's everybody doing? Everybody all right?
For the right people, this brand new program will be a game changer for themselves and the people they help serve.
I'm 4-1 meteorologist Kim Adams. It is another cold night ahead with a wind chill advisory going into effect at 7 o'clock. We'll talk about when we pull out of the deep freeze coming up. First at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
All right, thanks everybody for joining us. I'm Karen Drew. The brutal cold is still causing some trouble all across Metro Detroit, leading to problems on the roads. Also, hundreds of school closures. I know my kids just got that email. Kim Adams checking the very latest, and she starts us off with the first look at the forecast. Hey, Kim.
Hey, Karen. Well, you know, we talk about buying bread and milk. I don't think it was really for the snow. We should buy it when the kids are home.
Right?
Because they eat you out of house and home over the next 48 hours. It is a cold night ahead. Right now, it's 13 in the city, 8 in Pontiac and Howell, 10 at Metro Airport. Wind chills make it feel like it's 8 below at Metro, 8 below in Howell, 10 below in Pontiac, and 3 below in Mount Clemens and City Airport. Wind chill advisory goes into effect at 7 p.m. tonight and continues until noon tomorrow for all of southeast lower Michigan. They issue those advisories when the wind chill is expected to be at least 15 degrees below zero, which it will be by tomorrow morning. 0 at the airport at 8 a.m. Most communities will be below 0 for the air temperature and for the wind chills, and we only make it to 17 in the afternoon. Next 7 days continue to be below normal until next week when there's a big light at the end of the tunnel. We'll talk about a warm-up for next week I think you're going to like coming up.
All right, thank you, Kim. No doubt everybody's heat has been working overtime these past 2 days, but some folks have been reaching out to our Help Me Hank about issues that they're having to stay warm. Hank Winchester joins us live today with the very latest, and lots of people are really in serious situations here, Hank.
Yeah, Karen, it's been difficult to see. Listen, it's one thing. We expect, unfortunately, this cold weather on the outside. It is a different story when it feels this cold on the inside. Take a look at some video. We've been all over Metro Detroit today. We made stops in Roseville, in Detroit, and then we went downriver today. And what we saw were seniors dealing with difficult situations, either no heat or the heat now just coming back. In Roseville, the situation there, thankfully, the heat has now just turned back on, but it's going to take a while to get things reset. Down in River Rouge, they are still dealing without heat. In a dangerous situation, we had a few tenants there who were using extension cords, bringing their stoves into the living area of their home because that's the only heat source. Obviously, it is a big danger. So what Help Me Hank, what we're doing, we're reaching out with these building management companies in the cities in these areas, trying to see what can be done to get these seniors not only heat in their buildings, but if they don't have it, to a safe, warm location. Of course, we want to hear from you. If you are dealing with a difficult situation right now because of this cold weather, feel free to reach out directly to me at the station. Karen, we're going to have live coverage regarding these stories tonight at 5 and 6 o'clock, and we'll see you live then. Back to you.
All right, I appreciate your work on that. Thanks, Hank. And today's weather made the morning commute really dangerous on some Metro Detroit roads. You can see the scary scene caught by Sky 4. It was around 10:45 today on the Lodge. You can see a guy who was involved in a crash running for safety as a Mini Cooper just lost control. Now that car nearly smashed into his vehicle. So cold out that the road salt is not doing much to the roadways to help you out. Salt begins to lose its effectiveness at about 20 degrees and does very little at 10 degrees and below. By the way, we do want to remind you, if you see or hear any weather-related problems, let's just say we're talking about power outages, maybe some road issues, we want to hear from you. You can send us that information to our help desk. We would love to see if we can help. Now, turning now to a major court hearing happening today. It's related to the Samantha Woll murder case. Our crews were there as 28-year-old Michael Jackson Bolanos appeared for his preliminary hearing. Now, a prelim is when a judge goes over evidence provided by the prosecutor, and then also some witnesses are brought forward to see if the case should be bound over for trial. One of those witnesses was Woll's neighbor, who found her body outside of her home. He shared details on the timeline from the discovery of her body to when police arrived. And we're going to show you exactly what he said, as well as what first responders saw that night when you join us tonight on Local 4 News at 5. The woman who pled guilty to threatening a Wayne County election official after the 2020 election is being sentenced today. 25-year-old Caitlin Jones of New Hampshire made multiple threats to Monica Palmer, then the chair of the Wayne County Board of Canvassers. Now, Jones sent the threats over text and Instagram and told Palmer that she and her daughter, quote, should be afraid. Jones was arrested by the FBI, later admitted to sending those messages. She faces up to 10 years in prison. Lots of people are watching this next story closely. The process to redraw 13 state House and Senate districts has begun. The Michigan Independent Citizens Redistricting Commission started its mapping sessions this morning. So today's meeting and other future mapping sessions will all be live streamed for the public to watch. Last week, federal judges ordered 2 special masters to help redraw those districts after the old maps were deemed unconstitutional. In the first contest of the 2024 presidential race, former President Trump can say he won a majority of Republicans over to his side, at least in Iowa. Kimberly Gill joins us from the Local 4 newsroom. And Kim, things weren't even close.
Hi, Karen. You're exactly right. You could call it a landslide. A lot of people are calling it that on social media. I saw former President Trump won by a historic margin, as you said, with more than half the vote. But it may be the race for second that's the most interesting in all of this. Here's how the vote turned out, according to NBC News. You can see Trump with that big margin of victory. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis pulled out a distant second place finish, 30 points back, with former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley right behind him. The tightness of that second place race is going to benefit the former president as Haley and DeSantis try to make up ground against each other. Haley is likely not happy with her performance in Iowa, but the next couple of contests favor her. She has strong support in New Hampshire, and with more independents there, they could swing her way. Her home state of South Carolina comes after that. Haley and DeSantis both holding firm after yesterday's contest and say they are confident they can beat former President Trump.
We have a lot of work to do, but I can tell you this, as the next president of the United States, I am going to get the job done for this country.
When you look at how we're doing in New Hampshire, in South Carolina, and beyond, I can safely say tonight, Iowa made this Republican primary a 2-person race.
And tech entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy finished a distant 4th place behind the other candidates. He actually suspended his campaign last night and then announced his support for Donald Trump. Former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson also announced that he is dropping out of the race. The next stop for the remaining candidates is New Hampshire, and that state's primary takes place next week. We'll be following it.
All right. Thank you, Kim. Bring on the Bucks. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be coming to the Motor City to face the Lions Sunday in the second round of the playoffs. Now, back in October, the Lions went down to Tampa Bay and beat the Bucks 20-6. Early odds for Sunday's game has the Lions favored by 6. This will be only the second postseason meeting between the Buccaneers and Lions. The first happened back in 1997 and ended with a Buccaneers victory. Now we want to share with you some exciting details about what you can expect here on Local 4 on Sunday. So starting at noon, you can see special all-in pregame coverage. Following that is Football Night in America. Kickoff is at 3 p.m. at Ford Field, and you can watch the game right here on Local 4. Following the game, Local 4 News at 6 will bring you reaction and analysis. Game changer, that's what a new program by Gesher Human Services expects to be by addressing a shortage in the talent pool for direct care workers. The way they are doing that is not looking for a talent pool of workers, but actually creating their own pool of talent by paying people to get trained. Paula Tutman in West Bloomfield this afternoon at a group home to show us exactly how this works. Paula?
Hey, Karen, yeah, if you build it, it will come. They will come. And so, job anyone? That's a question being asked by people in all kinds of industries. So that's Adam, that's Miss Ada, there's Sloan over there. They're really, really important to this story because they really illustrate what can really be wonderful if you join this organization. Oh, and by the way, get paid while you're getting trained.
Corey had no idea his heartbreak
You took care of your father
Yes.
when he had dementia.
Yes.
was preparing him
In those stages of dementia, sometimes he doesn't recognize you. Sometimes he's not as patient as he used to be. So it was pretty tough.
for something that is wonderful for him. Becoming his father's caregiver gave him skills for caretaking.
And it also prepared me just to, learn to dig deeper into people, and to really care about them.
He is a gem, and gems like Corey are in high demand and hard to find because he was able to transfer what he had learned in caring for his father to becoming a professional direct care worker at Gesher Human Services for developmentally disabled adults and adults with mental health needs in group homes.
How's everybody doing? Everybody all right?
In March of 2023, the state of Michigan declared a crisis in the direct care workforce through a survey conducted by MALA, the Michigan Assisted Living Association, and Encompass Michigan. Plain talk, people willing, able, and properly trained to care for a growing number of vulnerable people are hard to find. Gesher Human Services in Southfield, finding the pool of candidates increasingly shallow, decided to create its own pool of professionals with an apprentice program that will pay people to learn the ins and outs of direct care.
Well, there's some very specific training connected to caregiving or direct care work. You have to learn about HIPAA and how to keep information private. There's also strategies and the best ways to engage people in a person-centered manner.
The program, brand new, just started, takes about a year to complete. So, pay, benefits, vacay. And at the end of the training, apprentices will get a nationally recognized Journey Person Direct Support Specialist credential, and with no strings attached.
We are so confident that they are going to connect with our agency and our values that they're just going to want to continue working for us.
It is critical work, as Glenn will tell you. He's living semi-independently in Southfield at a group home because of the work of his direct care workers.
Just like anything else, but you just got to have a passion for it. If you don't have a passion for it, it's going to be hard.
You can put some more here if you want to, Risa.
Sloan and Risa get support from Ada in their West Bloomfield group home.
The gratification that I get every day when I go home is that I made a difference, is that I was there for someone. My clients, they communicate with me, they feel comfortable with me. They even tell me that they love me now.
Oh my gosh, I'll take about 1 million Coreys right about now, and I'm sure a lot of other workers would as well, a lot of other organizations. Listen, it's not just a job, it can also be a family. Here's what you need to know. You gotta have at least a GED or a high school diploma. Of course, you're gonna have to go through the usual background checks. Pay starts at $15, but Karen, by the time you get done, you'll be closer to $20 an hour, and you're gonna have that certification, that national certification. So if you wanted to find another job, you could, but they're pretty sure that folks will love them. Look at you guys. Are you posing for me? Yeah. You're cute. They're pretty sure that folks will love this place enough that they'll stay.
I love the way
By the way, we're going to put information on our website. We'll put information on our website so people can actually easily find them so they can apply.
Love that they're doing all this training. It's going to make a world of difference. All right. Thanks, Paula. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I got lost in that cuteness over there.
I know. They are cute. I do appreciate that, too.
They're cute. Yeah, you are.